Hello, this is Paul Logue, the planner for the City of Athens, Ohio. What I'd like to do today is give a update on some sections of the city's comprehensive plan that we've been working on for the last year. Right now what I'd like to do is talk about some of the corridors in the city and the studies that we've done on them, and then what our expectations are for things that we will be recommending and incorporating into our draft plan. And the first one we'll be working on is Union Street. Now the purpose of this presentation is to provide a look ahead at what recommendations we can expect to see in the initial draft of the comprehensive plan. And our plan, of course, like I mentioned, will be focusing on specific geographical areas as well as topics and policies that will affect the city and our community. And the scope of this presentation is just for the Union Street corridor, and we'll be looking at potential land use and economic development changes and things of that nature that we anticipate seeing in our plan. The information that we've collected is based on changes that are already anticipated to occur, as well as conversations we've had with business owners, property owners, and the community. And looking at Union Street, the first thing about Union Street is that it is a 2.5-mile corridor, and we have it broken down into 3 different sections, and I'll show those to you right now. The first section you can see on the right-hand side is that bright green area. That section of Union Street is effectively a continuation of Uptown Athens. We have it from High Street to going west to Schaefer Street, and it is typified by restaurants. It has a very pedestrian orientation. There are local businesses up in that stretch as well. And then as it transitions, or as it begins to move westward, it begins to take on a more academic aspect, and that'll be changing more in the future as well. And then the second stretch of Union Street begins on Schaefer, at the intersection of Schaefer Street, where the Union Street Cemetery is, and continues westward to State Route 682. And that section is typified by an automobile orientation, whereas that first section from High Street to Schaefer has a lot more of a pedestrian focus. And there's several destinations on this second section of Union Street, including two very significant destination of Oblenis Ohio Health Hospital, Siemens Grocery Store, a cemetery, the Athens County Fairgrounds, and several other important community things such as the Athens County Health Department, the Ohio State University Extension, and there's a lot of offices and specialty stores on that stretch as well. And then the third section of Union Street, beginning at 682 and then going to the city's western edge, has a lot more of an industrial component to it. There's a lot more truck traffic there from some of the businesses that are on that location, including Bedrock Rentals and Hocking Valley Concrete. And we have a lot, and we also have a UPS and a beer distributor and a few other industrial uses, as well as Morrison Elementary School and a daycare center. That stretch we anticipate seeing, or has heavier businesses right now, and due to its remoteness and its accessibility to roadways such as State Route 682, we would anticipate that that would continue into the future. There are some residential areas on that stretch as well, both multi-unit residential across from Kenny Drive, and then to the south, adjacent to Kenny Drive or parallel with it, off of Elliottsville Road, there's a single-family residential neighborhood. And here's just some images of a typical images of Union Street. As you can see on the top left, that is Upper Union Street, closer to Uptown Athens, where we have commercial businesses at a pedestrian scale, where the businesses are close to the sidewalk, and it's very walkable and compact. And then on your right, at the top, you can see Siemens Grocery Store on the left, and then the Athens County Fairgrounds on the right. And a little bit further down, you would see the entrance to the hospital. And in the bottom left, you can see, as we're moving closer to 682, we have the historic White's Mill across the Hocking River. And on the right-hand side, we have some specialty stores, including coffee shop, bike shop, as well as some professional services, including real estate and some medical, and a flower shop. And then on the far bottom right, you can see the more industrial aspect of far west Union State Route 56, where the UPS and beer distributor and a few other manufacturing sites are located. As far as major changes and things that we anticipate building into the comprehensive plan, the first significant change we'll be discussing in more detail here. The West Union Street office complex, commonly called WUSOC, which is an Ohio University facility, previously called the HDL Center. We will be looking and discussing potential changes and recommendations for the fairgrounds and the Athens Township Garage. We'll be including downtown development districts, which I will discuss shortly, anticipating streetscape improvements, and we'll be considering growth at the far western edge. And probably the most significant change that we expect to see in this corridor in the coming years is the changes to the West Union Street office complex and near the Ohio University Human Resources Training Center. The university has been looking at this location for a long time, and they will be moving the primary buildings for the Heritage College of Medicine to Union Street, across from the WUSOC Center, at a location where Factory Street is right now. And they anticipate having a new green being built on this location. That will bring about 400 people on a daily basis who will be housed in and learning in the new Heritage College of Medicine. And then the current WUSOC, which is a combination of many Ohio University administrative offices, will be converted into engineering, an expansion of the Ohio University's engineering program. Both of those in combined will add a lot more daily pedestrian traffic to this area, whereas right now most of the traffic there is arriving in the morning, going to work, and then leaving. So we'll see a lot more foot traffic, and we'll see additional green space on Union Street. We do not anticipate seeing a significant change in the number of people, but we will expect to see more people moving around because there'll be people going to and from classes, as well as into the evening. And we think with the addition of the Heritage College of Medicine, this will really change the face of Union Street as a new gateway into the community, and have a really lasting impact on development that goes on around Union Street. We also have established already through Athens City Council a series of what are called downtown redevelopment districts in the state, or in the Union Street corridor, and you can see 3 of them on this map, the green, blue, and salmon colored areas. The downtown redevelopment districts, those are a economic development strategy approved by the state of Ohio to give more flexibility with how you utilize property real estate taxes in these districts to better support redevelopment, as well as infrastructure improvements and public improvements for these areas. We anticipate that these could be beneficial for the expansion of medical related near O'Blennis Hospital, but also additional commercial areas on the west side of Athens. And the city is also working on, as part of this planning process, streetscape improvements for that second section of Union Street. That would be the section from Schaefer to 682. This will be a project very similar to what we're doing on Stimson Avenue right now, and this will begin in 2019, where we will be doing very detailed stakeholder conversations, looking at alternatives for how we can improve that stretch of Union Street, looking at better ways to support pedestrian and bicycling activity safely and move vehicles around as well. And once this begins in 2019, we'll be working on planning and design, and with the goal of getting construction funding through the state in 2021. And as I mentioned, there's two significant areas of Union Street that are, for lack of, are underutilized right now. The Athens County Fairgrounds, which is a historic location, of course, and has been discussed many times in the past, to consider moving it outside of the city to a new location out near Albany. Those discussions have been held previously by Ohio University as well as the Fair Board. We do not anticipate anything happening anytime soon, but we do believe that those conversations should continue. There's a lot of opportunity at that fairgrounds location to look at supporting residential needs in the city of Athens, including locations that could support senior housing, housing for people of low to moderate incomes, affordable housing for people of the middle class, as well as commercial, research, academic uses. And then the other location that we've identified that is underutilized, considering its location, will be the current Athens Township Garage, which is located very close to Siemens grocery store. Because of it's a significant industrial use in a stretch of Athens that is more of a professional and commercial, we think that would be better located either to State Route 56 area of Union Street or in another location in Athens Township. And one other comment I would like to make about Union Street, I want to jump back here, is to that far western edge. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it would be right out here, just past Morrison Elementary School. This is a piece of real estate just outside the city limits that is, most people would know it as the home of the Numberfest block or music party every spring. That's a very large tract of real estate just adjacent to the Athens city limits with public utilities very close by. That is a good location for the city to consider annexation and providing additional services, including police, fire, sewer, and water. And either looking at it from the possibility of creating a residential subdivision or as a commercial subdivision to support, to add to that corridor, which already has a lot of industrial uses. If you have any questions or comments or inquiries about anything I've discussed in this, feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Paul Logue. I'm the planner for the city. You can reach me at 740-592-3338. And my email address, plogue@ci.athens.oh.us. Thank you.